Welcome fellow classmates, and instructor Dr. Sabina Maya. I will share with you my Module 5 discussion assignment, regarding characteristics of a hero, as defined by Joseph Campbell. My chosen hero is George Washington. George Washington was the first President of America. He was born on February 22, 1732, in Pope's Creek, Virginia, British America. President Washington died on December 14, 1799. He was at the age of 67. He died at his home in Mount Vernon, Virginia. President Washington's cause of death was epiglottitis, a condition where the cartilage which covers the windpipe, epiglottis, swells, and blocks the flow of air into the lungs. This results in difficulty in swallowing. Over 85 million people have visited Mount Vernon since 1860, when the estate officially opened to the public. Today, Mount Vernon welcomes an average of 1 million guests each year. The estate, gardens, and farm of Mount Vernon totaled some 8,000 acres in the 18th century. A famous quote by Washington, that coincides with this discussion is, "The harder the conflict, the greater the triumph." This is a specific quote by George Washington, can be found at the website, goodreads.com, just search for, George Washington quotes, on that site. From 1759 to the outbreak of the American Revolution, Washington managed his lands around Mount Vernon, and served in the Virginia House of Burgesses. Married to a widow, Martha Dandridge Custis, he devoted himself to a busy and happy life. But like his fellow planters, Washington felt himself exploited by the British. Merchants were harassed, and held in contempt, by British regulations. As the quarrel with the mother country grew acute, he moderately but firmly voiced his resistance to the restrictions. This information known by Washington is a call to adventure, as one of Joseph Campbell's characteristics of a hero. In that, Washington felt unexploited. Washington understood that the British needed to stop enacting tariffs, and stop confiscating the goods cultivated by the colonials. This in and of itself started the dissension of the colonials towards the king and his British soldiers. The soldiers were tasked with collecting taxes, and treated the colonials as second-class citizens under British rule. On July 3, 1775, at Cambridge, Massachusetts, Washington took command of his ill-trained troops and embarked upon a war. The war lasted 6 grueling years. He realized early that the best strategy was to harass the British. He reported to the newly formed Congress. He is reported to say, "We should on all occasions avoid a general action, or put anything to the risque, unless compelled by a necessity, into which we ought to never to be drawn." By George Washington. Ensuing battles saw him fall back slowly, then strike unexpectedly. Washington was the dominant key to winning the battle with the British. Finally in 1781, with the aid of French allies, Washington forced the surrender of Cornwallis, at Yorktown. Washington was the dominant key to winning the battle with the British. This led to the United States, today as we all know it. Washington can be attributed as the father of America. A. Toelkes, March 2022. A hero must have courage and strength. This, that flows into, the beginning, of a second Campbell, characteristics of a hero. Washington epitomizes, what a hero should be, and ultimately, Washington, fits Campbell's characteristics of a hero, in regards, to the ultimate boon. The hero 1. George Washington, won America's, freedom. In regards, to Campbell's characteristics of a hero, Washington filled all of these. The ultimate boon is defined as the stage of achievement of the goal, whereas Washington won the American Revolution with our ally, France. A hero like Washington must also have morals. Morals guide the hero. All Americans should applaud Washington for his dedication, morals, and commitment to become the first hero of these United States. We can all attribute our freedom, regardless of color, race, or religion. As Americans, with we shall reign, this is solely due to George Washington, the first President of America. God bless America, and God bless all its citizens. In ending, as the narrator, for Ms. Toelkes, we wish you well. And hope you have enjoyed this discussion in comparing George Washington with Campbell's Characteristics of a Hero. We wish you all well, and God bless all of you.